by a local lumberman. His name was Hardy Turner. Before Beaumont was famous for oil, because of the 1901 Spindletop boom, it was known as a cattle and lumber town area. And so Mr. Turner built this home, as I said, in 1907. He lived here.
Can you come in here and sit down?
You don't have to, probably. Well, this is such a pretty house.
If they have one here in the home,
Well, where we can go.
back at the office, not in the museum.
What, the restroom?
Yes.
Oh, should have gone.
The place will sit down here?
They're bringing chairs. He was very, very successful. During this time, he also made sure to teach his daughters a lot of these business skills and things. Not only did both girls graduate high school, they both went on to graduate college, and they never worked outside of the home. But it was not uncommon for women who had money, their own money, to choose not to marry, because at that time, if you did, your husband got all control of your money and you didn't have to say so anymore. And we have quite a collection of all their old records. But she said she would come down and put some of these on and kind of dance and twirl through the living room. Just think about old times. She also said that when she was a teenager, that her parents threw her a big birthday party. Electricity, but not with air conditioning. And even up to 2002, when Florence was living here by herself, she still didn't have air conditioning in the home. We had to put it in when we turned it into a museum. She also said the family never owned a television or a computer of any kind. They had this radio that you see right here that always sat out here in the sun porch. All we had to do was clean it and then recover the cushions.
Oh, gee.
We could come out some really, really nice.
So great. Wallpaper was coming off the walls on the inside, but everything else was in really good condition. It just needed a good cleaning.
No kids.
No, exactly. No kids. Different china patterns, and as we go through the kitchen, you'll get to see more of those up in the cabinetry. The fireplace screen behind me was painted by Florence. We have one of those handmade dresses, like what I was telling you about, that was made by Ruth right there. Now, there was always, from the early 1900s, from the time really that Ruth, the eldest daughter, was born around 1902, there was some sort of help that lived here with the family until the late 1930s or 1940. But phone during this time period that would have been just like this, because they were listed in the phone book at this point. And in fact, they saved all of their old phone books. But you used to have to turn your old phone in to get a newer model. Some of that old original muslin fabric still hanging back in here. When the workers came in to start doing the restoration work, of course, they were clearing everything out of the home, including in the closets. These are some of the items that had been here in the closet. You know, we have the old carpet sweeper, some old cleaning products, picture hangers, and things like that, to make sure they were going to be honest about what they found. Now, is there anyone that is not wanting to go up the stairs? It's like what we have. So they would put tables up, and those were your countertop workspaces back then. Now, that being said, Homer was not going to spend a lot of money redoing in here, because, you know, no one was ever going to see your kitchen. So we have the original sink from 1907 when the home was built.
Wow.
If you look at that picture right there, that's a picture of what the area looked like when they came in 2002. You can see that all of these utensils were hanging there. They had hung there for so many years that the paint around them had all faded. Came around, then the fashionable thing to do was to send your laundry out. Everything, including socks, undergarments, was sent out every week to be washed and pressed, and then it was delivered back to you. And so her whole life, that was how their laundry was done, was that way. Now, the refrigerator that we have right here, this is the second of the 3 purchased pieces.
Okay.
All set out around the seams and everything.
There's the laggers,
When he had passed away,
including me. Now I'm going upstairs.
and his wife Edith really did not take that very well. She became very depressed. She wanted all of his things left as they had been. She quit sleeping in their bedroom. She moved an extra day bed out onto the sleeping porch and started sleeping out there. 12 years later, when she passed away, the daughters really did the same thing. They left all of their parents' stuff as it had always been. So it was a little sad to think about, but it was fortunate for us as a museum. As far as the other bookcase, downstairs in the public, where people would see, you wanted your nicer books in literature and poetry, but upstairs, this is really a more private collection.
That's one of my favorite books right there, Laddie.
Oh yeah.
Laddie is a great one.
Some of their romance novels and things like this that they would read. You would want those on display down there for others.
You know what somebody did that you can see in Houston? By the center. By the center where they took the bus from. They took a bathtub like that. And they put a lot of smell and half in there.
Where's it at?
It's on
Red
Red
Bluff
Bluff.
and Georgiana.
Yeah.
So if you want to
We
step
call her
out and take a
Greenville.
look.
We call her Green.
Very roomy upstairs here. Lots of room.
Yes, when you step out on the porch, what you're looking at, this was originally open. I see it.
I just wanted to.
This next bedroom.
This is a converted porch, and the floor is the original tin roof.
And she was a really great law as well as a graduation picture. On her writing desk, we have some pictures of her when she was younger, around 4 to 5 years old.
Durante la noche, gracias a
Is
Dios
it
que
gas powered or?
no sé por qué, pero verdad, pero we had